Hello there, and welcome to this video presentation. My name's Lucian, and I'm here today with my colleagues Vanessa and Charlie. And today we're going to be discussing about Airbnbs and their sustainability. What their sustainability practices are compared to the traditional accommodation sectors, such as your hotels, your resorts, your villas, as well as the potential for them to further improve in their efforts of being sustainable. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So what exactly is Airbnb then? Some of you might be wondering. Airbnb is an online marketplace that connects people who want to rent out their own homes with other people whom are looking for a place of accommodation. Now this could be because they're visiting as tourists or just because they want to stay in a particular house or location. Airbnb's idea was born in 2007 when two college friends who were living in their San Francisco apartment found that they could not afford their rent. And being aware of a big designer conference approaching, one of them proposed an idea to accommodate the young designers that were coming into San Francisco and potentially could not afford to stay in one of the expensive hotels. The idea would that be the both of them would provide their house or apartment. They would provide beds, showers, internet, and of course, breakfast. And this marked the beginning of Airbnb, and they were founded in the year 2008. Now, they've now grown into a company over $30 billion. And of course, the company continues to grow exponentially. But the big talking point in society today is what and how are they achieving sustainability? So the rest of this video will explain some of the sustainability initiatives that Airbnbs practice and how they provide a more sustainable experience as compared to their traditional accommodation competitors, such as your hotels, your resorts, and your villas, as I've mentioned earlier. Furthermore, this video will provide some recommendations for ways and strategies for how Airbnbs can potentially improve in their sustainability efforts. I'll now pass it over to Charlie.
Since being founded in 2008, over 1 million guests have checked into Airbnb listings around the world. A 2018 article published by Airbnb themselves highlighted that 88% of hosts are incorporating green practices into their Airbnb stays. This includes aspects such as using green cleaning products, providing recycling and composting, encouraging guests to use public transport or providing bicycles, or even installing solar panels on the house. Additionally to this, a 2017 survey found that 66% of guests were encouraged to book with Airbnb due to the environmental benefits of home sharing. A 2018 analysis found that when guests use Airbnb, less water and energy is used, fewer greenhouse gases are emitted, and less waste is produced in comparison to a traditional hotel. It found that in the year 2017, Airbnb guests in Europe achieved savings equating to that of 826,000 homes and reduced water usage equaling to 13,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools. Whilst Airbnb guests in North America reduced greenhouse gas emissions equal to that of over 354,000 cars and reduced waste of over 64,000 tonnes. On top of accommodation, Airbnb provides a section called Airbnb Experiences, which are unique, authentic activities that are in the local community, often in partnership with non-for-profit organisations. For example, you can help restore the coral reef in Bali or spend an afternoon in the jungle nursery with the Tree Farm Society in Kuala Lumpur. I'll now pass you on to Vanessa, who will dive into how Airbnb can head towards an even greener future.
According to the World Organization, tourism is responsible for 5% of the global CO2 emissions. Of this percentage, 20% belongs to the traditional accommodation sectors like hotels, resorts, and villas, based on the use of heating, air conditioning, bars, restaurant refrigeration, and pool heating. At a hotel, you may be playing a part of being sustainable by reusing towels or turning off the lights when you leave the room. But have you thought about how much emission is released from the air conditioning and lights in the hallways and lobbies that run all day long? Airbnb's accommodation provide a more sustainable experience, as you live in actual houses that have lower energy and water consumption. But how can they make it even more sustainable for their guests? Going green does not mean purchasing expensive items like organic cotton sheets and energy-saving appliances for the household. There are simple and cheaper ways for Airbnbs to help make the stay of their guests more sustainable, like providing a recycling or compost bin. Different colored bins for recycling and compost gives the guest the easy decision to recycle. Instead of providing guests with bottles and bottles of hygiene products every day of their stay like hotels, eco-friendly tourists will appreciate being provided chemical-free products at the start of their stay to use throughout. Guests that stay at Airbnb accommodations may be in remote areas with no restaurants to dine at, and will be cooking at home. So instead of providing them with items like tinfoil and plastic wrap that hosts will have to repurchase when it runs out, providing storage containers will be more cost-effective and reduce waste. Welcoming guests with a canvas shopping bag as a gift will make the guests feel very welcome, but also be very useful for their shopping purposes to promote the reduction of single-use plastic bags. Airbnb hosts that make the effort to provide a more sustainable and green stay for their guests should be awarded an eco-friendly accommodation badge, like being a super host that people look out for when booking accommodations. These are examples of the potentials Airbnb hosts should take to enhance their sustainability mission.
Well, thank you, Charlie and Vanessa, for providing us with some wonderful information. And I want to say thank you to you guys for listening to us, and we hope you've learned something from this video and taken something interesting away from it. Now I've got a question for you. What type of accommodation do you choose when you do your traveling? It doesn't matter if it's for business, for work, for travel, or just because you want to take a trip up north or down south. What type of accommodation do you choose? Do you go for hotels, or do you go for Airbnbs? This is just something for you to think about and ponder upon. Once again, thank you for listening to this video, and let's start going green, people.